We're doing a red Kayn game this game. Looks like we're playing in gold MMR. So this would be interesting. Playing in gold MMR up against a Lilia, a Mundo, a Zed, a Ziggs, and a Tom Kench. We're going to go green smite here. Green smite, no pot. We're up against a pretty farm heavy jungler. I definitely think this is a better game to go conquer inspiration, as you can see from my runes at the bottom left here. And the reason why I would say that is because I can't really one-shot more than I'd say Zed, because Ziggs can get Zanya, Lilia can get Zanya. Now keep in mind that even though they're 4 melee 1 range, I'm going to go whatever form I get first. So if I wind up getting my blue form somehow, I will go blue. But I'm definitely leaning more towards red Kayn. We're going to do a traditional top to bot full clear down. Going to put a trinket right there, make sure I don't get invaded, and let's get it. Let's get it. Now Twitch chat, keep in mind, every death equals 1 gift sub. So if you guys want a chance to win a free sub, every death equals 1 of you getting it. What's up, Salu? How's it going? Alright. Now I will say, red Kayn's definitely going to be good here because we have double AD carry and a Vel'Koz and even a Victor, so we have a tremendously huge backline. So being able to kind of like frontline for them and also keep them alive, peel them, is going to be doing us wonders. No matter what, I think this game goes post 30 minutes, we're going to be able to outscale and win them, regardless. Alright. So, perfection, boys. Enemy Jung is probably going to look to do a top to bot full clear down. We're just going to do our full clear, and we're going to level up our E right now. We're going to queue over this wall. Now, as a bruiser, I always like to go green smite. So if you're ever going to do a bruiser build, whether you're red or blue, I think you should always go green smite. If you're an assassin build where you can one-shot 2 or more, that's when you're going to go blue smite. That's kind of how itemization works on Kayn. And I want to be done with those Krugs at around 210. That's how you know you're on good pace. I would kind of want to look at the lanes. Now, I always hard commit to this full clear. I will always commit to this full clear. My first full clear, I would not stop to get a free kill unless someone's like 1 HP and I could just like walk up to them and slap them once, right? Like if mid lane was 1 HP, overextended, sure, why not? But extremely rare, like 1 out of every like 100 games, I'd say. I don't hard commit to my full clear. So, always commit, because this is going to help you out a lot, especially the faster you do this, because you're going to be able to look for so many plays, and it just kind of kickstarts your game plan, because you're just getting on the board so much earlier than most junglers. Now, there is a handful of junglers that actually do clear faster than you, but that's a whole different story for another game to explain. Okay, so it looks like our AD carry got an early kill. So enemy jung should be doing a full clear down towards bot. Because bot lane's overextended, I should ping them out right now and kind of just give them insight that this could and should be happening. The enemy jung is down there, so while they're still overextended, I'm going to walk up for them, make sure they're not going to get ganked here, and we're just going to go to the scuttle. Now, technically, they have prio and bot, but I should be able to snag this scuttle and get out and or look to contest the Lilia, because she's not that strong early on. Most junglers are pretty strong, level 4 to Kayn's level 4, but I wouldn't say Lilia is that scary. So we're going to do a little process of elimination and determine that she's a top scuttle, because if she's not a bot scuttle, she has to be a top scuttle. And she was a bot scuttle, she just has a slow full clear time. Alright, so she's going to be right here. No need to like look for a skirmish or a fight on her. We don't need to really force anything. We can just play this game very controlled, very slow, very smart. Because she's going to be very delayed on that first reset, and she's going to be very delayed on her second full clear, which gives me a lot of tempo over here. You can see how like all the little timers are so important, like how fast you can clear, how fast you can be at this spot, that spot. It's that precise gameplay, right? So we see her in top, and that's why I'm just going to run straight up here, and if Vayne can stay alive, I think we're definitely going to look for this play here. Okay, so she's going to run to her Gromp now. Eh? Yeah, she used her flash, so I figured I'd just kill her. So I know a lot of people would expect me to go straight to her Gromp and just take that, but because she has such a short death CD time here, and she gets home guards when she resets, if I go for that Gromp, by the time I'm almost done with it, she's going to be there, and then I have to run all the way back to my top side, and it's just such a delay of my own tempo that I'd rather just go farm my own camps. Okay. And as you're farming your camps, you kind of just want to watch the wave state. So watching this wave state to see, okay, will this be a kill? I mean, if they shove in here, we could look for a dive. So this is good to look at this early on, because if the dive is right after I'm done with these raptors, then I'm just going to skip wolves, I'm going to skip gromp, and I'm just going to look for that play, right? There's no reason for me to prioritize farming over kills at this point. Even right there, look, just pick up a free kill. That's what you get for watching the waves, watching the lanes, right? Hubris game, no, we're going to be going Voltaic. We're going Bruiser build, 100%. It's a hard kind of Lily as well. Use our smite here. So if they stay overextended here, we're going to look to just skip this gromp and go. But see, they're not overly extended. They're slightly, but we don't have enough space to really kill them. We can honestly just farm this gromp and wait for them to overextend it a little bit more. Yeah, because they look like they're going to be killable, but Tahm Kench is very tanky. He basically has like 2 life bars, so that massive shield is going to make it so we can't really do much. But what we can do is hover the dive, so if they want to look for like something a little bit more than what they're just normally going for, then that's what you do there. Well, since the play is kind of non-existent down there, so I just use this W, maybe we can look for a, this is what I'd call like a pressure gank. I don't think he's going to actually like die or anything, really. Don't even get a orb, but it's more like a crossover. So I want to like ping out that Lily is down here, which he should be. Then we just go for grubs, because there's not a play in bot. The bot play doesn't exist. They were too low mana, too low HP, so I can't do much. Oh, but this Lilia wants to come after me here. I mean, I'm level 6 and she's not, so I mean, just trading here to trade, I guess. Yeah, it's one of those circumstances where, yeah, it's just really trading to trade. Man. I don't think they can kill Mundo there. Mundo's HP bar is also very, what's the word? Very, deceiving. He could be a little bit harder to kill than I'd expect. If we want to go with Vel'Koz, we can go do it. So what we're going to do right now is I'm actually going to skip this grub, and we're just going to go immediately. Because if we do the grubs, all 3 of them, it's going to give this loud indicator to the entire enemies that, hey, Kayn's on the grubs. So if I just run there at 2 grubs and I don't give them the indicator, then hey, we get 2 grubs and a kill, as opposed to getting 3 grubs. And we can always go back to go get that last grub, but honestly, this is kind of risky. Lily is about to hit 6. Zed has prio, he can move whenever he wants. I'm going to ping that out, just ping him to be careful. And see, let me tell you another thing. I mentioned this last game, I'll mention it again. If you want your teammates to listen to your pings, ping on their head. Don't ping where you're nervous from. So like pinging like over like in the jungle where I think that Lily is at exactly is good. But the thing is, you want to make sure that you're also pinging on your teammate's head. So like I went right to Vel'Koz and I pinged him to be danger, or to be careful. There's danger there, right? Yo, Archit. Archit, thanks for the prime. Presents the Wrestling Club. If you haven't already, you can join the Discord, get your own special role and perks as a sub. Discord.gg/Karasmai. Alright. So yeah, we're just gonna continue doing our top to bot full clear down. I don't really care about losing that 1 grub. I don't really care about losing the scuttle, but I do care that if she were to do that and then go into my top side after, I'd get invaded. So I'm gonna clear all my top side, reset, get my item, and then I'm gonna look for plays in the bot side of the map and hopefully get my form. Hopefully. So we're gonna get Voltaic and some HP here. HP is a pretty good stat. We have magic full wear, so we're just gonna get those boots for free in 20 seconds, and we're gonna upgrade into tier 2 ASAP. Alright. So now we're just gonna farm this, and this would be a tremendous time to start looking for the dragon play, because you always want to start stacking those dragons. Whenever you're ahead, you always want to start stacking dragons, because dragons is always gonna be how you're gonna play to win. That's always gonna be your win conditions, Kayn. So we're ahead, and before you look for the dragon play, you don't really want to, like, if you're ahead, you don't need to be sneaky, you don't need to be conniving. You can look to go for a gank, get the gank off, and then afterwards look for the dragon. So right here, we're going to look for the play and bot here, get what we can, and then we're going to look for the dragon after, because after the fact, we have more likelihood of getting, like, help from our team, right? Alright, so she got the 1 grub. I'm gonna ping Vel'Koz on his head, and now he knows. Thank you, Vel. I love you, Vel. My goat. Sweet. both give me that juicer leash, and now instead of just sneaking the dragon on my own, taking up all that time, I got a leash, we got a gank off, and this is how you want to play League of Legends. It is a team game, so you kind of want to work through your team. If you can't work through your team, you have to play more selfish, you have to do things on your own, sure. But it's always good to try to work through your team first. Honestly, their team, I don't really think I need plated or merc tread, so I'm just going to go Ionian boots. Pretty good aggressive boot option for Red Kayn, if you're really ahead like this as well. Haste is so amazing. Alright, so now we're going to look for a dive in top, because look at this guy's HP bar. This is what I mean when I say you always want to be watching the wave. So this wave is shoving in, and it should be a cannon wave, so we have a lot of tower shots that can be tanking. Wow. Oh, I was going to say, did she put a control in there? She didn't have one, but it doesn't really matter, because if this guy wants to stay to catch this wave, which I know he does, I could just cut him off with this angle here, and then I'm going to look to tank the tower aggro first. And we're just going to do that. Oh my god, I almost died. I almost died because she condemned him out from the tower. But it's okay, I got my form. Unfortunately, I had to use my flash, but it's okay, I did get my form, so it's all good. Works out in the end. I can't stick around to fight that Lilia. Too low of HP, I just wind up giving her a free shutdown. Alright, she used ulti, that's fine. Okay, we're gonna get our Raptors, and then we're gonna maybe look for a play in mid, and this guy's used W. Now notice as Red Kayn, I always like to put 3 in Q and then start maxing my W. It's because when you max your Q as Red Kayn, you don't actually get any bonus damage. Not really a play there to be found, unfortunately. But we could look for a play in bot. Since we're so ahead, we could set up some deep vision in bot lane as well. Gonna get really deep behind them. Just gonna use our E. Okay, he just went straight down. Not bad. Oh wait, if this guy wants to stay and like try and fight, he's facing a tank slayer. Yeah, that's the percent HP damage for you, boys. And with Red Kayn, objectives. The reason why you go for objectives, even though I mentioned that the grubs aren't really that meaningful, I usually mention that they're good to go for. They're good for gold and XP, or not for gold, but for XP. But they aren't really that like important. Like I'm always willing to give grubs if need be. But the reason why grubs are good for Red Kayn is because it pretty much ensures a fight's gonna happen. The enemy jungle will usually want to contest the grubs, and that is a fight. And any fight is good. If you have your ulti, you're not gonna get like 3-man collapse on. Every fight is good for Red Kayn. You always want to fight. And if the enemies are too afraid to fight you, that is when you just look for objective after objective after objective after objective. So before we go for the grubs, we're going to make sure we get level 10 here. We're going to make sure we get red buff. That way we have maximized stats of having that extra burn and having that fully maxed up W, which is going to give us 45 more damage here. Obviously a lower CD as well. Enemy jungle's not nearby, so hey, listen, if they're not going to contest it, you just get objective after objective after objective, and then eventually you have Dragon Soul, and eventually they're forced to fight you, and they're going to hard lose because you're going to do Dragon Soul into the Baron, and who's going to be able to win a fight against a Dragon Soul Baron team? Not too many people. Very, very rare. This is why jungle is such an OP role for climbing, so if you guys are looking to climb and you're like struggling to climb, I definitely would recommend the jungle role, because you just have so much control over being able to win fights and be able to basically overall win the game, I'd say. Okay, we could kind of just look for something here if I wanted to be really aggressive. I don't even need to use my ulti yet. Maybe it would have been nice, but oh, this is going to be a death, I think. Okay, I can cancel her ulti like that. No! Okay, that's one death. I had no mana, otherwise I could have killed her. 1 Q and she's dead. Yeah, I was a little bit too ambitious of a play on the Mundo. If I didn't eat that last tower shot, I would have been more than fine, but unfortunately. I don't know if you guys noticed there too, as soon as Lilia sleeps you, if you go inside of her, it cancels her entire ulti. So, that was a little mechanic I utilized there, but overall, pretty bad play to go for that, because I wind up using my ult before the dragon, and I also give a shutdown to Lilia, but yeah, no, I just wound up taking an extra tower shot. I wasn't really anticipating that last shot to hit me. A little bit of a limit test and an error, but it's okay. Whenever you're this ahead, it's not bad to kind of mess around with your limits. Alright, let's go to Dragon. The good thing about me not having ult is that she also has no ult, and her ult is way more needed than my ult for this kind of fight. Wait, what? So always when you get voltaic, you can just auto into W, guarantees to land. Kill that guy. Oh my god, thank you Tom Kench! Thank you Tom Kench! Hey, I still have my ulti, so... Oh. I'm just gonna look for this Ziggs here. That's the scuttle tax, I call it. Nice. Good stuff, good stuff. Sweet. Very nice. Alright, so now, because I'm so ahead, your third item as Red Kayn is usually going to be Sterix if you're not really ahead. Let's say you're equal and or a little bit behind, you're going to go Sterix. Now let's say you're really ahead like I am, you're always going to go Grudge third. We're going to do some serious damage, just completely take over. Alright. Farm 2 camp same time like that. And now we're going to get all of our bot side, and then while our bot side camps are down, this is the perfect time to look for a top side plays, which would be the top side objective. Not going to go for Krugs because it's not really time efficient. I'm just going to go straight into the Rift. Yeah, your thought process on how you want to win games as Red Kayn is so much different than Blue Kayn because it's very like calculated fights. Like, okay, I have this up, let's look to fight this, let's look to fight that. It's kind of nice because you have a lot more control over objectives. So I would say it's actually probably easier to win games with Red Kayn than it is for Blue Kayn. Okay. Okay. And we're just gonna ulti, cancel the ulti. Yeah, there's no reason to ever 50-50 an objective if you don't need to. You always want to look to turn and just kill them. Okay. So we're gonna go right to the Mundo and kill him. Oh, that's one way to do it. Yo, Yopo, thanks for the reset. Welcome back, buddy.
More.
More. Thank you, my friend. Okay. So at this point of the game, we definitely want to make sure that we open up the map. So we're going to look to farm our camps, we're going to reset, and then we're going to shove the Rift down mid lane. And this game will be quite easy peasy. Alright. Gonna go Last Whisper and Warhammer. Okie dokie. It wouldn't be a bad idea to look for like invades on the buffs here. I know there's a whole ordeal going on over there, but I think this buff is a good place to look. Always want to make sure you're punishing the enemy jungle as much as you can, killing them as much as you can. Look at the voltaic slow, it's just so satisfying. Yep. That is why you go this itemization, because you just straight up murder everybody. That's the percent HP damage for you. So yeah, instead of sending the Rift mid, just sending it top here is not a bad idea, because we can just straight up open a top inhib. And this will apply a lot of pressure, especially with the dragon coming up, so it's basically... What was that? Okay, whatever. It's basically gonna assure that we're gonna have pressure for the dragon, but apparently not because I, for some reason, messed that up. But okay. I don't know how that happened, but okay. We should still be able to win the fight no matter what, even if they're there or not. Ooh, nice. Good job, Kayn. Okie dokie. Sweet. Yeah. So you notice I always like to use my smite, or I always get an auto before I throw my W. That way they're slowed and it practically makes it impossible for them to dodge the W. I think getting GA is a really good item because at a certain point they're going to realize that I'm like all the gold and all the damage, and they're just going to dogpile on me, and then that's where GA is going to come in handy. So let's get the soul point, and then we can also look to start playing for the Baron. We have an extremely fast Baron. So with Kai'Sa, Vayne, and Vel'Koz, and the ability to win any team fight, we can force the Baron really hard. Because we can just start it and then turn the second that they come and just fight them and kill them all. That's the power of Red Kayn, boys. Got him. Alright, we should go look to do the Baron, but it looks like they're gonna overextend in mid here. Looking for the Kai'Sa, so maybe we just kill. Let me sidestep that. Bonk. That's the Grudge? Okay, now we're gonna do Baron. Doesn't really matter if Vel'Koz comes or not. Gonna ping my two bot laners. Let's go do the Baron. And now the Baron should be free, boys. And this is literally step by step pretty much how you want to play Red Kayn. Just objective, 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 objective. Have my all team fight it. Easy peasy. Now I am kind of worried that Lilia might be sneaking the Baron, but see, if I use my E in the wall, I'll get a little orb that tells me if anyone's near, so I can tell that she's not around. So there's 0% chance that there's a steal there. So kind of just always accounting for every single negative consequence that could happen towards our actions and just avoiding it at all costs is a really good way to play. It's a very meticulous way to play the game, but I think it's necessary if you're looking to play at the highest level. You never want to give the enemies a single chance. Alright, don't quite have GA, but I got Sigil. And now, once you get Baron, you always want to look to get inhibs. So multiple inhibs is basically the end goal of a Baron. So I'm not going to go do Wolves, I'm not going to go do Gromp because I don't want to waste my Baron duration. I'm just going to get the buff, and we're going to be on our way. Blue buff, the blue buff that is. The buff that is blue. Okay. Always important to take buffs after you reset. So you need a gold, I guess. Okay, that's one kill. Got 2 kills, then we just hard shove mid. Doesn't really matter what happens top because we have 3 people mid. We can easily out shove a Mundo. Easily. Anybody that comes mid, we're just gonna kill, right? So it's all good. Game should be over if we play smart here. Not too fast. Get her passive stacked, dodge that. Don't want to get by anything here. Finish inside of her. Killed. And now it's gonna look for the end. Game should be over. GG's. GG's. Hope you enjoyed.